And at the moment I live in London. I work for the Hub, and I missed it. I didn't see how many people actually have heard about the Hub before. Okay, and do you actually know what the Hub is? Exactly. So I'm going to tell you about it. Thank you. So the Hub basically is a community for social entrepreneurs. It's also a co-working space where these social entrepreneurs can meet, collaborate, and work together. So previously, before I joined the Hub, I was working in Riga with the British Council, and then I found out about the opportunity to go to London and to actually work for the Hub. I got the job. I moved there within like 3 weeks, which was a very fast move for me. And I started working for the Hub King's Cross, which is not the very first Hub. After that, I quite quickly joined also Hub Islington and Hub Westminster in London. And basically, I think I'm the only person who has actually worked for all 3 hubs at the same time. I do finance there, but that is not the main reason why I like it, and that's really not my passion, to be honest. So I thought that I really want to know what the Hub members actually do, and finance is not the way how you find out, because sending invoices out to just a list of names, it doesn't really matter, because you don't know what these people are and what's behind those names, what they are actually doing. So I decided to organize the London Hub Club, which is a monthly networking event for all 3 London hubs. And we basically have members there presenting their projects, their ideas, maybe sometimes hobbies and passions as well. And after these presentations, they can stay, network, meet each other, and maybe come up with some new ventures and projects, which is amazing. So at the beginning, I will start by telling you about the Hub story, how it all started, where it is now. And then I'm going to tell you what the Hub is all about. And after that, I'm going to tell you 2 success stories from the Hub network, what the Hub members are actually working on. So it all started way back in 2004, when all these 4 people came together. They were actually studying together and working already on very unusual projects before they came up with the idea about the Hub. So they came together and they started thinking that they are these young kind of change makers. They want to bring some change in the world, make it better, think about the environment, sustainability, and not only that, but also charity, and do projects like Liz does. So, and then they thought there's many of these people are actually working from their bedrooms, from their homes, or Starbucks cafes, where they have like free internet and stuff. So they decided that they could maybe create a space where all these people could come together, they could encourage each other, collaborate, come up with new ideas, also exchange experiences and knowledge, and actually change the world. So they started thinking about these creative spaces like innovation labs or business incubators, think tanks, and they decided that they could create one space that actually combines all these things. So they started working on this idea in 2004, and they had a network of people around them who had these ideas and that were very keen on working together in the same space. So they decided to create the Hub, and the first Hub was created in 2005 in Hub Islington in London, which is located very close to the Angel Station, if you know London well enough. And they got the investment of £1 million to actually sign a lease with this very scruffy place in an industrial building. As you can see in the top corner, that's the picture of the very first workshop that took place in Hub Islington. So they pulled together the community that would work from there, which was around like 30 young entrepreneurs with their amazing ideas. And they organized a chalk workshop where they used chalks to draw on the floor and decide how the space would look like and kind of design it, imagining how they would like to work from there. Afterwards, they created the space that you can see there. That's the same room. And the last 2 pictures is something that this is how it looks like right now. So it's full with these tables. They used all the materials were also sustainable and very yeah, so basically these tables they are like leaves connected together. So you can have like 3 or 4 separate tables. They're still connected, so you can have different people sitting kind of at separate tables, but they are still together, so they're kind of encouraging you to collaborate with each other as well. And when you go in the hub, you can see so many different people. They are working in different kinds of fields. So you can have a filmmaker, journalist, I don't know, someone running a food venture sitting at the same table and actually collaborating because they use each other's experience and knowledge. After a while, so they created the hub Islington. People started coming there. They found out about this idea and they thought, oh, we really love this idea. We should bring it back to our hometowns. So the very first hubs were in Hub Islington in London, then in Hub Amsterdam and Hub Rotterdam and Hub Johannesburg. The second hub in London was Hub King's Cross, which actually is a great example how this community was working, because Hub King's Cross was made by the Hub Islington members because they saw how this is actually working. And they wanted to be a part of the space, but make it a little bit more classy. So the design of Hub King's Cross is more like wood and glass, so it's more like businessy. And it attracted a little bit different community. When in Islington you have more creative people, then in Hub King's Cross you have more tech and business type of people, but still working on social enterprises. And now, within these 7 years, since 2005, Hub started spreading like wildfire all over the world without any strategy how to do it and without an aim to do it. It just came from the people. They came to London, they saw the idea and they brought it back home. And at the moment we have 34 open, up and running hubs. And with 5,000 and growing members and 250 staff members. And I'm one of those. So here you can see the map. I don't know if you can read the cities, but here you can see the map of all the hubs where they are located at the moment. And you can see that they are located in all the 5 continents of the world. And there's still massive interest, and I know that also in Tallinn there are at least 3 people that have shown interest to actually creating the hub here in Tallinn as well. And one thing about the hub which is interesting is that it connects all these people that are working on amazing things, but at the same time they are all very, very different from each other. So the spaces are very different. So it can be located in the center of the city or further away. It can kind of challenge local people to work on socially responsible projects and things like that. So, which brings me to the next topic, which is what is the hub all about? And the most essential thing where the hub magic happens, as they say, is where these 3 things on the screen are combined, which is vibrant community, inspiring space, and meaningful events. So I'm going to start with the vibrant community. This is this little pie chart is from the Hub Westminster's member base, but you can actually compare it to also the rest of the hubs. You can see what kind of fields the hub members are, from which fields hub members are actually working in the hub, in the particular hub. So at Hub Westminster you can see that 16% are from tech and innovation, but at the same time you can also have like creative people and other fields as well. And basically, just to kind of tell you a practical example how it actually works is that mostly we would have social entrepreneurs still working on their day jobs. So we offer membership, which is on hourly based. So basically you choose how many hours you want to spend per month working from the hub. And we also have memberships that are like off-peak memberships, so you can still have your day job, and in the evening you come there and do your private project, whatever you're passionate about. So this would be these would be people working on different kinds of things. They could be coming up with, I don't know, social food ventures. They could be journalists writing on environmentally important topics. They can be people providing different kinds of services or charities and producing things, or coming up with projects like producing LED lights that if you buy one here in Europe, then 2 other lights are shipped to Africa so children could learn to read using these lights. So the second part is inspiring space. And the space is always the tool that we use to bring these people together and kind of challenge them to become creative and collaborate with each other. And the space is not a regular office space. It's also hot desking, so you can always change the space where you sit. You don't have a particular place at the table. But at the same time, the space also has like different tiny corners where you can hide away or just chill in the corner or go to the kitchen. And while making the tea for you and other people from your table, you can start talking to other hub members and find out what they are doing and maybe come up with a business idea. For example, at Hub Westminster, you can see that there is a greenhouse in the middle of the space, which is used as a meeting room, which is quite unusual. And people come in and it's like, oh my God, you have a greenhouse in the middle of the space? How come? What do you do there? And it does look a little bit funky. So yeah, the space is created for people to come together and actually use the tools that we provide, and also use it for your own business meetings and for meeting other people, and to use it for to learn stuff and exchange experiences and knowledge. And meaningful events, we have several programs. I already told you about the London Hub Club, which is the networking event. Then we also have the Academy at the Hub, which is organizing basically classroom classes and workshops and boot camps for entrepreneurs. The Academy organizers are actually calling it as a mini MBA, but it's a lot more flexible. So basically, entrepreneurs can come there. They can choose which classes to attend, and all of these classes are run by more experienced entrepreneurs that have actually gone through all this process. They know the practicalities of the knowledge, and they can use practical examples how you can actually use your knowledge and teach them in a more effective way. Then we also have a dialogue cafe, which looks like a huge screen in the middle of the space, and people can call each other everywhere in the world. It's kind of like Skype calls, but in a more sophisticated way. And then we also have trade school, where hub members can come up with they just come there with their knowledge and experience, and they offer it to other hub members for free. And in exchange, they would kind of get some other services or goods. Like, I can teach you marketing, and you can teach me how to make a good film, and things like that. We also try to encourage people on meaningful discussions and think more about what they really want to do. So in September, we organized a founder camp, which was meant for startup entrepreneurs that were at the very, very starting stages of their enterprises. So basically, we would have workshops of how to create your business model, and how to finance your business, or where to find investors, how to do it. And then we had success stories from more experienced entrepreneurs of how they went through the startup process. So yeah. And the next part is about our core values. So we are trying to kind of create this hub as a very trusting space where people would trust each other. And by the 2015, the ambition is to have almost 100 up and running hubs. And people from everywhere in the world, if they would meet somewhere and they would know that they are from the hub, they would trust each other, and they would know where these people are coming from, that they are like-minded, they have similar values, and they have similar goals. Then also Hub is meant for encouragement, so we try to encourage these people to actually go for it and work on their ideas. We also try to provide all the necessary tools that they can go for it, they can get this knowledge and experience and collaborate with each other. And the collaboration as well, because it's always so important to talk to other people to come up with new business ideas. And collaborate, because you can use other people's experience in their fields of expertise and use it and exchange it as well with your expertise. Now I'd like to show you a video of Tim Butcher, who is a Hub Melbourne member. He's actually on the membership tariff, which is called Connection Tariff, which means that he gets only the access to the community, and he doesn't really get to use the space unless he really wants it and kind of buys a little bit more of the membership, a little bit higher membership. And he's a researcher, and he's researching all these like co-working spaces and how they affect the work of entrepreneurs. And he has visited several hubs in the worldwide. So you will be able to kind of get the feeling how the hub looks like, how is it to work from there. So, yeah.
I'm Tim Butcher. I'm a senior lecturer at the School of Management, RMIT University. What does it mean to work as a community? That's a good question. I don't think we yet have the answer. This idea that other areas of our lives, we don't have community as such, we're sort of losing touch with our neighbours, neighbourhoods and so on. And so seeing co-working spaces such as Hub as places where community can grow and flourish is something that's very important to us in our lives. And I guess that's why I want to do the Belonging RMIT Design for Collaboration event, to try and get other people's ideas on that too. And community is a word that's used a lot around the Hub, so just want to explore some of those ideas, what it is to be at Hub, what belonging is, just through storytelling, which is part of my research as well. We are Connect members as a school, so we don't have to use the space, but I feel that I want to use the space. Part of my belonging research, it comes back to identity, and I think personally I have different identities here at RMIT, and I have a different identity at Hub, and so I try and understand how I use the space and what it means to me. I was on holiday earlier this year in the UK and asked if I could connect with other hubs in the UK, and there are 3 in London. So I visited Hub Islington, Hub Westminster and Hub King's Cross. All 3 were completely different to each other. They were very different to Hub Melbourne, and they attract different types of people. And I think that's what's interesting about co-working, is that it's the members who make the space. The members create the community, and that is really a fascinating piece of research. I think there are currently about 36 hubs around the world, but I do know that they're springing up all over the place and creating not just a local community, but also a global community. What I'd like to do in the next phase of my research is to actually go out and use co-working spaces in different corners of the world. How co-working is evolving differently in different places. If we can really try to understand it, then that will help co-working flourish as a sector, if you like. No, not a sector. Whatever it is. We don't know what it is yet, that's the point.
So yeah, as you can see that he's very passionate about the hub, and most probably you also noticed that there was a lot of parts in the video with food and big tables. So that is also one of the ways how we try to connect people with food. So every week we would have this activity called Sexy Salad, which is basically the hub members would bring their own food there, and then they share it and create different kinds of salad. And during these lunches, they actually get to meet each other and also tell a little bit about what they are doing. And it's a really nice way how to get connected to other people. And on Fridays, we would also have drinks, and at Hub Islington, there's wine at 5, or Hub Westminster, there's mix at 6. So on Fridays, every Friday, Hub is buying 3 bottles of wine, and people just come together and have some wine. And surprisingly enough, I've actually seen several occasions where people meet there, and then they come up with great ideas, and they start working together on these ideas. And now I'd like to tell you 2 success stories from the Hub network. Yeah, it's not really clicking. So the first success story is going to be a Loud Sauce. It's a project made by Colin Mutchler. He's coming from Hub San Francisco. But he started his idea in around 2009 in Hub Islington in London, where he met several people and he started talking about his project. But then he decided to move back to America. And as this world is really small, he actually ran into someone that he met at Hub Islington. And this person told him that they're actually creating a hub in San Francisco as well. So Colin was very, very eager to join and actually work with them. So he did. But at the same time, he was still working at his day job. But he was very, very passionate about his project idea. So he applied for the Hub Ventures program, which lasted for 3 months. So he was learning of how to start up his business, where to get investment, and get all the knowledge he needed. And at the very end of these 3 months program, he was pitching his project in front of like 150 or something investors being in the room. And he actually got an investment, which encouraged him to leave his day job and actually start working on Loud Sauce as his full-time project. And Loud Sauce is a crowdsourcing fund, a kind of a project. So how it works, he basically thought that mostly we see on the streets, on billboards, on TVs and magazines and sides of the buses, we always see ads that are kind of making us buy things. Like you would always see someone advertising a shop or a product, mostly for consumers. So he was thinking that why don't we use these old tools to actually advertise more important things, like how to make our environment better, or kind of make people more aware of political issues in the world, and things like that. So he created this web platform called Loud Sauce, where you can upload videos about the topics that you really, really care about. Then you spread this video to through all the social media that you are connected in, and ask your friends to donate a couple of dollars, euros, pounds, whatever, to this video. After that, your friends are spreading it even further, and people just keep on donating. And once it reaches this target that you've set up at the very beginning of when you uploaded the video, then Loud Sauce comes in. They take the video and they use the money to invest it in this campaign. So they use the money to buy places on billboards or time on TV for ads, or puts ads in magazines, TVs, or sides of the buses. And then it kind of spreads really fast and reaches more and more people. And the way how it's financed, you can see that only 10% Loud Sauce takes for their work that they do from this fundraising, the funds they've raised. And WePay is the method they use to raise the funds, so 3.5% goes to there. And 86.5% of all the money that is raised is actually invested in the campaign. Two of the most popular campaigns that have reached the most people and have had the most effect, you've most probably heard about the Occupy. So they created this video that was afterwards broadcasted on Fox News and other TVs, and they reached, they raised a lot of money, reached a lot of people, the same as a Greek tourism billboard. They basically created a billboard advertising tourism to go to Greece during the time when Greece was really bad shaped in terms of the crisis and everything. So, and as we know, that tourism is one of the things that actually helps countries to get better. So this is how they did it. They just bought a billboard on Times Square in New York and advertised it there. And the effect was amazing, and it spread really fast. And here you can see how many percentage they are actually using within the types of advertisement and what kind of campaigns they are using. And as you can see, that 59% is outdoor activities, which would be these billboards or sides of buses or something like that. And here you can see what's been the effect, which is quite amazing, bearing in mind that they started their projects only in 2009, so it's within these 3 years they have reached massive amounts of people and raised a lot of money, and it still keeps on growing. And it's all been done only because people were very passionate about this idea and knew how to kind of advertise and used very kind of simple tools how to do it. And another story I'd like to share is about the sticky board. And this gentleman here is Thomas Sweetman, and he's working at the London hub. And he used to work for the London City Council, and he was coming up with this environmental strategy for London. He said that it was actually his dream job, but he didn't really feel that his impact in the world isn't big enough, so he wanted to actually do something more about it. And it's actually amazing that he quit his job that he called a dream job with no savings in his bank account, with no experience in entrepreneurship. He didn't even have any friends or family that have been involved in entrepreneurship that could kind of advise him on what to do and how to do it. So he just had this idea of the sticky board, which is an online platform where people from particular areas could share their experience of their community. Like, if they know that there is a good restaurant around the corner, they would share how good it is, where to go to good concerts, where to find good quality services in their area. Or if they want to exchange with the materials they have, like if they have a tool that they don't really use every day, they can exchange it to the service of, I don't know if you can provide language course or nanny, something like that. So he quit his job, and within 2 months he started raising money, going to investors and banks as well. And bank told them that, no, we can't give you as much money as you want, so you have to co-fundraise, and if you get the funding, like 10 grand, then we will co-finance you with another 10 grand, and that's what Tom did. He went to all his friends and family, fundraised some money, and the bank actually gave him this additional investment so they could start actually working on this project, which was Sticky Board. And some of the things that Tom has said is that they have reached is now that they are active in all 33 London boroughs, which is quite amazing and quite hard to reach, I imagine, because they would always need to work with local authorities and local businesses as well to reach the amounts of people that they want to reach. And turnover this year has been £150,000, and they are trying to reach the turnover a little bit under 1 million within the next 3 years. And they have reached thousands of groups and individuals within different kinds of communities, and not only in London, but also throughout the whole UK. And they're trying to kind of implement this project also in other cities in the UK. And they have worked with many different authorities. So yeah, at the moment, when they started this project like 2 years ago, it was only him working on it. After a while, his brother joined, and this year they are already 3 people working on the same project, and the business is growing really fast. And the main idea how they would earn money with this project would be that they would have advertisements of their webpage, and people would really want to kind of put their information there and pay for it. But at the same time, their initial business model is not how it works right now. And right now, they're actually selling their services and expertise of how to do this to other businesses. So they are creating similar web pages to other people or other businesses that they want to create something very similar. And this is their main revenue stream at the moment. But one of the main things that they have learned is that it always takes twice as much time and twice as much money than you thought initially it would take. Also, he imagined that he would create a dream job for himself when at the same time he's just running to investors, getting some more money to actually bring this project up to the next level. But this is like the very first phase of your project. And then also, one of the biggest things that they've gotten from the hub is the encouragement and also seeing that other people are struggling with the same problems that they are in. At the very beginning stages of their startups, it's actually encouraging you to go for it and do it, and seeing other successful stories that have reached their goals going through these complications, it's also very encouraging. So yeah, this is how they've used the hub network to actually bring their project and their business up. So yeah, this is the hub, and yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have a question? Do we have any question in Twitter?
There's a question.
Yes, please, question.
Hello, thanks for the hub overview. And I would like to ask, so we don't have a hub in Tallinn, but when I'm going to visit London next time, is it possible to just jump in and have a look? What are you doing there and what people are there?
Yeah. Hub is a very open network, so you can always come there. And although we kind of sell these memberships on like monthly basis and hourly basis, you can always come there and visit us there as well. It's also possible to buy like this daily membership. And if you really want to meet someone in particular, you can always ask the host at the hub, like the staff member, of whom are you interested in, and you can definitely do that and meet these people.
Okay, I hope I will be there next time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes, please.
Hey, I'm Mari-Liis Lind, and the advisor to Estonian Garage 48 Foundation, and it's more like a comment, not a question, that actually we do have a hub which does not belong to the hub network that has been presented right now, but the Garage 48 hub operates in Tallinn and on similar basis like the hubs that you introduced.
Yeah, there are very, very many co-working spaces in the world, so yeah. But the main thing that this particular network is providing is that you have the global network everywhere, so that's one of the things that it provides. So we also have this like internal social network where hub members are connected, and whenever you want to travel somewhere or you want to kind of spread your business to other markets, you can always find out whom to contact there to collaborate and cooperate as well. So that's one of the benefits.
Thank you for this comment. I was also confused because I knew that we have hub also in Tallinn, but I didn't see Tallinn here in the list.
Yeah.
Do we have more questions? Actually, I have also one. You talked that this is the place where people sharing the common values and the trust is very important. How to choose people, or do you choose people? Who can be member of Hub, and how you avoid, let's say, bad people in your community?
There's not like a strict process how you choose members, because people coming to the Hub, they already know where they're coming and what kind of businesses they are running, and these evil people wouldn't really go there. But the main things is that you have to be a business that is either social enterprise or that brings good in the world, or is working with ethical values. Either it's environmentally connected or something with charity or the CSR as well. So we also have corporate businesses there as members, like Heinz, for example, which is a massive company, but only their team working on CSR is actually working within the Hub. So it kind of is, kind of challenging them to also come up with better business ideas and how to make this world better.
Okay. So any question more? So actually, I think my friend was right if he said that the Hub is like a home for homeless active people.
Yes, definitely.
So I have a gift for you, or present for Hub, or maybe to yourself. Actually, you heard what I told to Liis.
Yeah.
This is the Estonian innovation, and you don't have to take care of it. So this is self-watering water pot.
Oh, that's good.
And I think this looks nice in the Hub in London.
Oh, definitely, especially in the Westminster one, which is absolutely white.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.